Light it if you got it. Hydrate, it's your girl, Jay. We're getting right into it. This new moon in Gemini, it's already feeling very scattered. It's already feeling all over the place. Your mind is probably going a mile, like 1,000 miles a minute. There's lots of over analyzing, unnecessary over analyzing. Mercury is still fucking retrograde, so expect the stutters, expect the chaos. But do check out your sun, moon, and rising. Gemini season readings are all out on Patreon. They won't get out until halfway through the season for YouTube. So check out patreon.com/justjeverything. For daily content, check out my Instasham. I only have one account, at justj_everything. Excuse me, TikTok, also just one fucking account, at justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, check out my website, justjeverything.com. I love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me and being patient with me. I know that you can probably like feel or tell that like I have been like going. Mars is in Aries and I expected this boost, but it's still only, I think we're only at like 1 or 2 degrees at this point. And I ain't quite gotten the boost yet, but I'm sticking with it. And so there could be something that you're really working towards that I want to encourage you. This is a new chapter. There's so much pie out here, y'all. Don't you dare be thinking you can't get your hands on your slice of pie. You can. So, this new moon in Gemini is happening May 30th, 2022, 5:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The color of the day is silver. I'm a silver girl anyway, so I wear mostly silver, but I don't know why I felt like throwing that in for you guys. This Gemini season, little useless tidbits of information are going to be awesome. And we're going to dive into some really, just a few important questions that I feel like are associated with, you know, this new moon in Gemini. There is this element of, you know, us looking at the blind side and what we don't see coming. And it feels like you can only like put your, like you can almost taste it. 4 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So yes, there is definitely connection, fun, festivities, goodness coming in. I need to clean this camera. Hold on. All right, so let's get into it. You know I had to hit you with the handy dandy. This new moon is happening at 9 degrees Gemini. And so let's get into it. Elias Lon, this is Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. And his description of the 9th degree of Gemini is wildflowers growing around the ruins of a temple. Catching a second wind, taking a booster rocket from one cycle to another, one lifetime to another, one whole stage in evolution to another. Shot out of a cannon to discover the next great thing. You are wildly attentive to signs and portents, looking for a way to the future, coming out of immense soul experience, with flying colors leaping forth into the new. With flying colors leaping forth into the new. Enthusiastic, naive, and impressionable. eager for 1,000 universes to come true. You feel that ultimate springtime quality of fresh immediacy and wind-blown out. Oh, I don't know what that is. Alacrity. And wind-blown alacrity. Just sensing all through body and soul the possibilities, the openings, what wants to happen next. A destiny bearer, universal in spirit, and in the right place at the right time for remarkable synchronicities and huge turnarounds. This is a new moon where you want to plant some fucking seeds. Plant seeds in your new mind's garden. Shit will bloom. You will be reformed, reborn, humbled. And the pace will pick up. There is movement coming in. Movement. That was fucking beautiful. Catching a second wind. Woo. All right. Okay. Catching a second wind. Damn it, I closed it already, but you can look it up yourself as well. If you Google Inside Degrees, it'll come up, and he has his own website, and you can choose whatever, every single degree you can choose and read his description. But I love how, because I wrote seeds to plant in your new mind's garden before I wrote that. Excuse me, and it was so descriptive of like, it was so descriptive with thank you, with how like lush everything felt. Taking a booster rocket from one cycle to another, from one lifetime to another, one whole stage in evolution to another. Shot out of a cannon to discover the next great thing. You are wildly attentive to signs and portents, looking for a way to the future. I don't know why I'm reading this all over again. It's just so fucking beautiful. You feel that ultimate springtime quality of fresh immediacy and wind-blown alacrity. I need to figure out what that is. Alacrity. Just sensing all through the body and soul the possibilities, the openings to what wants to happen next. That's the thing. What wants to happen next? And what will you allow to happen next? Ooh! Boop, boop. What wants to happen next? What does the divine want to give to you? Jupiter in Aries, Venus in Aries, Chiron in Aries. The divine is like, heal your shit, boo, so you can establish this new sense of I am, Aries, I am, who are you, so that you can start this new chapter anew. Really welcoming in all the possibilities, because there's something that the divine wants to happen, and then understand that your free will puts you in a position where you can often block your own fucking blessings because you're fearful of greatness, fearful of receiving what's for you, fearful of like the goodness, the hope, the optimism. Ooh, ooh, oh, okay. Think on that, feel on that a bit. What wants to happen versus what will you allow? And so, I just want to ask straight up, okay, what don't we see coming? Because that is our premise here for the blind side, looking at the dark side of the new moon. What don't we see coming? Page of Wands reversed and the Two of Swords reversed. What you don't see coming is, for some of you, there's like someone that's a bully, or someone that, or maybe you've been a bully, you've been turning a blind eye to someone that's being a bully, or to, there could be someone maybe you thought was a bully, or you thought was mean, or you were thinking about being with. Maybe they have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. Some of you, it's like what you don't see coming is maybe the end of something new. At the end of this could have been like a new relationship or something that had like recently started. Um, and you may have, like, there may be some willful blindness. Some of you may be turning your eye to uh, red flags or things that you know are red flags. This is also like maybe stuff going on with kids. Um, some of you, a new relationship is coming and you don't want that. Like, you're like, you may be running from love, running from connection in some sort of way. I feel like a lot of you have been used to this cycle that you've been in, and karma is ready to reset. A new cycle is ready to be established. And it's important what you don't see coming, I also feel like, are uncomfortable conversations. There may be uncomfortable conversations to things that you like, uncomfortable conversations about the ways that you've been defending yourself or protecting yourself or keeping yourself from connecting, keeping yourself from making a decision, keeping yourself from moving forward in some sort of way. I feel like what you don't see coming is this lack of understanding of how much power you have, how you're not at the confidence level that the divine really wants you to be at. I feel like, please clarify the Page of Wands reversed. I feel like there is something about Three of Cups. Maybe some of you are not as strongly as connected to yourself because of some substance or because of a vice or drinking or, overindulgence in some sort of way. Maybe it's also like your friend group. Some of you, there may be someone in your friend group that's like a little too aggressive or too mean, or there could be maybe arguments or an altercation. Wheel of Fortune, maybe someone with Pisces or Sagittarius placements. There may be like shame or feeling stuck, or someone's going backwards or going in a different direction, or some of you, it's just like you're not seeing something clearly. And it's important for you to stop trying to steer it. For you to stop, like, it's like whatever happens, whatever comes or whatever goes, like, that's the form of life. The way, I mean, the fabric of this, like, game that we're playing. Just as easily as the Wheel of Fortune can, like, throw you to the top of the world and you feel like you have everything, just like that, you can, like, fall back to the bottom and feel like, woe is me and there's nothing. But I do feel like some of you are finally coming out of a place where you were experiencing a lot of wounding, or maybe not experiencing a lot of powerlessness from maybe being cheated on or lied to or deceived. And now there's like this, what you don't see coming, I feel like, are new friends, new connections, healing from these like whatever made you put the blindfold on or the rose-colored glasses on in the first place. Please clarify the Two of Swords reversed. The Lovers. Yeah, there's definitely like things about choices, and you do not need to be making choices from this place, especially not this place. This place of defensiveness, of using logic or hyper prioritizing logic over feeling and logic over emotion. Some of you, I'm telling you, there's like someone that's fun, or someone that like this could just be a friend. The Lovers is not exclusive to romantic love. So, and there could be someone that some of you are scared to get in a relationship. You're scared to connect, or scared to feel or take it to the next level with this person. But I do feel like, don't worry. Allow yourself to go slow. You don't need to make any big decisions, especially not while Mercury is retrograde. And trust and just like enjoy what you have while the fact that something feels good, just let it feel good. You don't need to think this shit to death. And that's the thing. That's why, like, I feel like so much of our society is like shrouded in anxiety because we're constantly looking for the future versus just enjoying and being in the present moment. And it's so basic. We've talked about it all the fucking time, but it's so much easier said than done. Being here now, just enjoying the moment, it helps you understand that that's all that there really is. And you know it's damn near an old adage at this point, but it's like living in the past will have you depressed. Living in the future will have you anxious. So all you can do is be here now. Enjoy this moment while you have it. Queen of Cups. I also feel like some of you are really like recovering from being lied to, or someone's going back to someone else, or something happened with the ex, or you're nervous about competition, or nervous about falling in love, nervous about being placed on a certain pedestal. And I feel like it's time to emphasize and prioritize your quality time with yourself, so you can really start to tune into like, what do I want now? What really means, like, what's really important to me? And I feel like what's important to you, what you want, is evolving, because you are evolving. And so you don't need to make any big decisions or commit yourself or agree to anything right now, because so much is shifting and changing in the realm of your mind. And because all is mental, let that shit settle out first. Okay, so the questions that I really wanted to ask, move this stuff over a little bit. How, for our greatest and highest good. All right, I'm already pulling cards. I don't even know if I like prayed or anything. Okay. Hydrate. Empty your lungs. And take a deep breath whenever you're ready. And fully empty your lungs again. Take a deep breath. So we're asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this new moon in Gemini for May 20th, 2022. Welcoming in the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages from our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Asking you to show us what's the best way for us to improve our interaction skills, how can we be more relatable? What do we need to do to better our connection? 4 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. What we're needing to do is really compassionately evaluate the past, evaluate our habits, evaluate our protection, our defense tactics. This is a defensive stance, and so is this. Closed off. How have you been closed off? Because if you keep your arms crossed, you are not going to be able to accept this cup, this new beginning, this influx of love, this new relationship, this new creativity. And so we've got to really look at what's not working, what hasn't worked, what habits have been born from this previous pain, this being cheated on, being lied to, being hurt, being deceived. Maybe you were with someone with substance abuse issues, someone who struggled with their sobriety, struggled to be faithful, or struggled to be good to themselves, let alone you. And so there just could be this. I just heard John Mayer's I'm in repair. I'm in repair. I'm not together, but I'm getting there. And that's what it feels like. How you can improve is allow yourself to compassionately evaluate the old ways, in your old habits, in your old cycles, and has that worked for you? And in evaluating those old cycles, you're going to be able to establish this new chapter. You're going to be able to establish the ending of also, I feel like, this independence, this like hyper independent thing. For some, yeah, there's healing. You get what you want. You just got to be willing to heal and be guided to it. Allow yourself to surrender to the divine, to the divine, and trust that you're being taken to where you want to go. But you can't take all this old weight, all this old baggage with you. This old mindset may not be able to come with you into this prosperity. Please clarify the Four of Cups. Let's get more specific. What specific habits or what needs to be released? 10 of Pentacles. Wow. May have been some wound from someone with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. Possibly an old wound from someone with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. Like, there also may be wounding with like culture, family, like the way we do things around here, the way things are done is how it feels. Like there's some like letting go of how things were and like what you've been like taught or bred to believe. For some of you, this is like the church. For some of you, this is like, you know, the deep like values or morals of your family. You may believe different shit. And how to improve your interaction is by way of like really looking at what do you want long term. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for positive abundance and prosperity, for family, for connection. But you scared. Definitely, some of you have been wounded by someone with Capricorn or Aquarius placements. Some of you have been very, like, you're afraid to get attached. You're needing to look at your ability to attach, what you allow yourself to attach to, who you allow to attach to you. I also feel like there's, you're needing to look at your relationship to power, your relationship to sex, your relationship to your sexual power, your sexual life, your life force, how you express that, how you're satisfying that. I feel like it's in time to start forging a strong bond to your shadow, to understanding your shadow. Your shadow needs your love. It needs your attention. It needs your light. And that's the thing about electrons, which we are. When you observe an electron, it changes. It knows, once it's aware of it being observed, it alters. Once you start to observe yourself, you will change. It's science. You know? So, what ways can we improve our communication skills? For some of you, you're definitely needing to ground more. Wow, how we can express our communication skills is by allowing ourselves to receive. But if we're holding on to the past, look at this. Look at the divine wanting to fucking bless you from the front to back, baby. But you so scared to just let yourself hope. You're so scared to let yourself believe. The Ace of Cups indicated twice here. It wants to come through, and I feel like some of you, it's starting small and it's only going to get bigger. There's just like you got to allow yourself to believe that this shit is possible. It can be this big. It can be this good. Life can be this sweet. You can be restored and rejuvenated and connect and love and have it be good and sustainable and like something that like stays. There's a new chapter. And there's a new chapter of prosperity. And some of y'all are so afraid to step out of the Queen of Pentacles into the Empress role. Some of you are so scared of your greatness, of your talent, of your how big you are, how big your fucking energy is, how transformative it is, how nurturing it is. Because you keep trying to give all of your nurturing, all your love, all of your magic away to everybody else. Once you give a little bit of that shit to yourself, you're going to be, oh my God. Oh. Give a little bit of it to yourself. Not a little bit, give all of it to yourself for a while. Because there's so much of the divine is trying to give to you. Blessings from the front to back. Prosperity. It's like the table's getting set before you even get there. Before you even get there. The table's fucking prepared for you. They waiting on you to just come and grab this. Waiting on you. And trust and believe. There are people with Sagittarius, Pisces, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements that are deeply involved in how this new perspective that you're having of yourself, this new value that's coming in for yourself. Venus goes into fucking Taurus on today, as I'm filming this. I think Venus is now in Taurus. May 28th, yes. Venus is now into, well, today's the 20th. Yeah, Venus is already in Taurus now. Both of the benefics are starting new chapters. Jupiter in Aries, brand new chapter. Venus in Aries, new chapter. Now in Taurus, she's home. There's comfort, there's comfortability there. There's leveling up, there's abundance, there's prosperity, but you've got to stop looping in your mind. Some of you we're in that process. Rev Fam for life. I want to shout out to fucking Rev Fam, Amber Khan, for introducing me and so many people to psycho-cybernetics. Because this is what happens when you are altering your psycho-cybernetic settings. You're starting to believe, oh shit, you learn, okay, I can attract this to me. I can draw this. Actually get this motherfucker too. I can have this. Once you start realizing, okay, I just have to start feeling worthy of this, and this is going to start coming. The luck, the fortune, the comfortability, the business, the prosperity, the fucking boss shit, the fucking love, the real love, the lover that you have been craving, the independence, the financial freedom, the sitting pretty, the family, the prosperity, the rejuvenation, the connection, all of it. You finally fucked around and realized you can draw that in, but now you're going to have to break that voice in your subconscious mind that's like, you think you can have that? Who told you you can have that? Who told you you can have your cake and eat it too? Haven't you heard that your whole life? You can't have everything you want. You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes you get what you need. No, motherfucker, I'm telling you now, you're gonna get everything that you want. You can. But if you walk around expecting yourself not to, you won't. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. And it comes down to, it's time to break out of this mindset. And when you're in the process of breaking those old habits, those old programmings, they rev the fuck up. They rear their head real hard. They really start to, because this is our pattern. This is what you've been doing your whole life. If it's like all of a sudden, it's like your skies have always been gray. And now that the skies are starting to lighten up, get light gray, get sky blue, dark blue, light blue, clear white. It's just like, no. Your mind's like, no. The sky has to be gray because the sky's always been gray. You know what I mean? And so you're like, it's almost this cognitive dissonance that's inside of you where you're really having to like allow yourself to believe not only is the sky turning blue, I deserve that the sky is turning blue. I deserve clear skies. I deserve sun. I deserve success. I deserve warmth, happiness. Keep fighting your mind. Keep fighting that voice. It's time to retrain. It's time to put that voice in its place. And it's just an aspect of you. And that voice, that aspect of you is revving up because it needs attention. There's data there. There's information there. Go get your data. Go get your information. Why do you keep thinking that you don't deserve this? Or why do you keep expecting the other shoe to fall apart? To fall. Or, why do you keep expecting things to fall apart? Where did that come from? And it's time for you to reconnect to yourself, your physical body, nature, so that you can start to reestablish that nurturing mindset where you allow for this prosperity to come through because you know that you are worthy. You know that you've done your work. You know that you're good. And when you do good shit comes back because that's law. When you lie, you will be lied to. When you cheat, you will be cheated. There is balance. There's fucking science and structure and law and balance and order here, though you may not see it. But there will always be chaos in this world, and there will always be calm and light. One can't exist without the other. And so for the twins, for the new moon in the sign of the twins, understand that there is no separation. We are all one. And the micro will always reflect the macro. The internal will always reflect by way of the external. So start there first. And love on yourself. Give yourself energy. Breathe. Work on, some of you are, I feel like, starting on breath work. I'm not even going to tell you what I just saw in my mind's eye, but okay. Some of you, there's like light, love, babies, goodness, romance, weddings, Cupid shit. Like, you need to have hope. You need to let yourself be a hopeless romantic. You need to let yourself dream. The Lovers is Gemini, and Gemini is the Lovers, because love is such a mercurial state of being, and it's a very mental thing. It takes a lot of mental fortitude to like love in a very healthy way, because so much of society tells us that we have to love everybody else first. But it's like, love your neighbor as you love yourself is clear. Like, clearly we're not loving ourselves, because no, neighbor, I don't want you to love me like that. You know? So I do feel like there is this deep love, that self-love that's coming in from a very like cerebral, like mental, analytical place. It just needs to make sense now. I feel like the divine's handing out spiritual and intellectual downloads, because it's time to make this shit make sense. And it's like people are being given, like some of us are coming back with the codes. And so I want to ask also, what is the best way to expand our minds? Six of Cups, more Scorpio energy. Six of Cups, the best way to expand our minds is to reevaluate some of our psycho-cybernetic settings which are set in our childhood. And if you don't know the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, do yourself a favor. And the rest of like everybody you love in your generation, everyone around you, and all of us, you know. The best ways to expand our minds is to establish emotional and spiritual harmony. Establish emotional and spiritual reciprocity. And I also feel like to allow an outpouring, allow equal exchange. I also feel like the best way to expand our minds is to view things through the eyes of children, to have children around or to be around children. There just may be some upgrade in your perspective by way of interacting with kids or creating the way a child does, writing music, the way making up songs the way kids do. Really like getting out of your adult mind. Out of your logical mind, getting into your feeling mind. There can be a lot of intellectual and cerebral upgrades coming by way of kids or youth, or taking like the adult lens off. And I do feel like there are big themes of emotional and intellectual intimacy coming up here. So those who, and we all struggle, so I'm going to say those who struggle. For greatest and highest good, please give us some advice for how we can experience more, dive deeper into, open ourselves up more to intimacy, intellectual and emotional intimacy. It's like time to do better. It's time to learn. It's time to open up. It's time to connect. It's time to allow. How can we have more? We've got to transmute our pain into power. We've got to talk about it. We've got to start using our words. We've got to start being honest, being fair, being direct in our dealings. I feel like sarcasm is a struggle for some of you, and you're gonna really have to like take a step back from sarcasm, because you're not using your words wisely. You're not using your words for what they're for. And often we can joke ourselves into unfavorable scenarios. And also I feel like we have to stop ignoring our gut. Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords reverse. This is 2 swords. This is like the even bigger version of this. It's like you are in a place of like deep emotional defensiveness, or not allowing yourself to see or feel or honor or interact with the emotional and spiritual sides of yourself deep enough. And so the divine's like, yo, it's time to like put down your sword. It's like you're trying to fight the divine. The divine's trying to upgrade your sword, and you're like declining this new upgraded intellect and awareness. But because you've been hurt before, because you've been played before, you've been lied to or deceived before. And there's still undealt with shame, untended to, like conflict, residual conflict or emotional conflict. And this conflict that's residual or hasn't been tended to, it's impacting your self-worth. It's impacting your physical energy. It's impacting your social skills, who you let in, who you interact with, and no more. The divine is really having you clear out all of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, all of the freaking like, all of the trial and error. And you're going to have to talk about it. You're going to have to face it. You're going to have to really be honest about what's going on with the anxiety or the depression or the lack of mental clarity. It's like you can't keep all of this stuff just to yourself anymore. I feel like it's important to learn how to better express yourself, because we are being asked to be social. We are social creatures. And we're integrating back into, life. And it's time to invest in this new mental foundation, because slowly and steadily we are moving forward into a brand new chapter, and you need to transmute all of this dark heaviness into a vehicle forward. There is power there in that pain. There's power in that pain. Start doing something with it, because you'll transmute it. You'll get some stuff into motion, and all of a sudden you don't have all this baggage. You get to start traveling light. Going from the Knight of Pentacles to the Fool, you get to move forward and travel and make new decisions. Because once you face your shadow, the world's in your hands. And you are so supported in moving forward. But it starts in the mind. And the more masterful you are with your mind, the more masterful you'll be with your thoughts. And the more masterful with your thoughts you are, the more masterful you will be with your words. And because words are spells, and life and death are in the power of the tongue, it's time that we start speaking life and speaking faith into our experience. I love you.